Okay, so you know how it is, you're out there and you want to learn, but who has time for all the fluff, right?
Exactly. People are busy. They want the good stuff without wading through hours of content.
Right. So that's what we're doing here today, diving deep into an interesting take, honestly, kind of a bold take on how to have better interactions with women, more successful ones.
Yeah, you sent us this YouTube video transcript, How to Get What You Want from Women 99% of the Time, it's called, by Jessica Ose.
Catchy title for sure. So we should say right off the bat, this video is presenting one specific viewpoint on dating.
Absolutely. We are not here to endorse any of these ideas, just to, break them down for you, give you a different perspective.
For sure.
See what this is all about in terms of mindset communication. And the video goes into some common mistakes guys might be making, so we'll touch on that too.
Perfect. Okay, so let's jump right in. One of the first things the video really hits on is this idea that a lot of men kind of approach interactions with women from a place of seeking approval.
Right. And the video argues that this really undermines their chances from the get-go.
Yeah, and that's where this whole concept of shifting from asking to expecting comes in.
Mm-hmm. The video really digs into this. The idea is that when guys are constantly framing things as questions, even something as simple as, can I take you out sometime? You might be unintentionally sending a message of lacking confidence.
Like you're putting the woman in charge, right? Like she's holding all the cards and you're waiting for her to give you the green light.
Exactly. And the video suggests that this can actually turn women off right from the start.
It just kind of sets the wrong tone.
Yeah.
And the video's alternative to all this asking is to be more direct, to just lead with a statement of intent.
Like, hey, I'm planning on checking out this new spot on Friday, you should come. Or, I'm free Thursday, let's grab a drink.
Boom. No question mark. Just putting it out there.
Exactly. No need for permission. It's about projecting that confidence and decisiveness.
And the video's reasoning here is that this demonstrates leadership, which, traditionally is seen as an attractive quality. It suggests that women are drawn to that.
And from a broader social psychology perspective, the way we present ourselves, our intentions, does have an impact on how people perceive us.
Absolutely. So if you take this approach, the video says a woman will typically react in one of three ways. She's into it and goes along with the plan. She suggests a different time that works better, or she politely declines.
And this is where it gets interesting. The video argues that if she just says no thanks without offering an alternative, well, you've actually saved yourself a lot of time and potential heartache.
Because it probably means she wasn't that interested in the first place.
Exactly. You haven't wasted any energy trying to convince her or win her over.
That's like she almost has to qualify for your time in a way, instead of you trying to prove yourself to her. But one thing to be really clear about here is that expecting doesn't mean being demanding or entitled.
Right. It's about that self-assuredness, knowing what you want and stating it clearly. And the video is really adamant about not ruining this approach by then becoming needy or chasing after her.
So like if you put yourself out there with an invitation and she doesn't jump at it, don't double text her. Don't try to change her mind. Just let it be.
Rula.
Okay, so we've got this shift from asking to expecting. Now the video gets into what it calls the secret language, basically how to communicate effectively. And a big point here is that talking to women like you talk to your buddies is not going to cut it.
Right. The video kind of makes this bold claim that women choose based on emotion, not logic.
Okay, so what does that actually mean?
Well, the video says that a lot of guys try to connect with women by appealing to logic. They'll talk about their good job or how they're a nice guy, or they'll try to find common interests.
Right, trying to check off boxes.
Yeah, but the video argues that while these things might be, appreciated on some level, they don't really spark that emotional attraction that's needed.
And this is where it gets interesting. The video even brings up that age-old question of why some women are attracted to these so-called bad boys, the guys who are maybe exciting but not necessarily good relationship material.
Right, and it contrasts them with the nice guys who might be stable and dependable but maybe come across as a little boring.
Yeah, and if we think about human psychology in general, we know that emotions play a huge role in our decisions, even when we think we're being logical.
Absolutely. So the video's solution to all this is to communicate in a way that creates intrigue and sparks emotion. Basically, ditch those typical interview-style questions like, what do you do? And where are you from? Instead, you use these playful, challenging statements that get her attention and make her want to respond.
Okay, give us some examples.
Sure. The video suggests things like, you strike me as someone with a wild side that nobody knows about, or I bet you were a total troublemaker in high school. Don't even try to deny it.
Oh, I like that.
Right. Or even something like, I can already tell you're either an amazing cook or a complete disaster in the kitchen. No in between.
These are great. So they're not just questions, they're statements that kind of spark a conversation and a little bit of playful back and forth.
Exactly. You're leading the interaction instead of just reacting to her answers.
Oh, yeah.
And you're creating a little bit of mystery.
And speaking of mystery, the video is very clear about not oversharing.
Right. Don't lay all your cards on the table right away.
The idea is that if you reveal too much too soon, it kind of kills the intrigue,
You want to keep her guessing a little bit, make her want to learn more.
which ties into the whole idea of emotional investment, right?
Exactly. If she's intrigued, she's already starting to invest emotionally. And that leads us to the third key takeaway from the video. How to inspire desire. How to make her want to give you what you're looking for.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. The video shifts the focus from trying to get something from a woman to making her want to give it to you.
hmm The basic idea is that women are more attracted to things they feel they have to earn rather than what's just handed to them.
So it's about creating that sense of challenge and reward.
Exactly. And the video contrasts two types of guys. The one who overinvests early on, showering a woman with compliments and attention, and the one who kind of holds back a bit, makes her work for his attention.
And who do you think comes across as more attractive in the long run?
The one who makes her work for it, of course. And the video breaks down 3 psychological triggers that can really make women want to give. The reward system, the power of implied scarcity, and the make it about her technique, which is all about subtle persuasion.
Lots to unpack there. Let's start with this reward system.
Okay, so the reward system, as the video explains it, is about being mindful of what you're reinforcing. So, for example, if a woman is giving you very minimal effort in text conversations, but you keep texting her back immediately and initiating contact all the time, you're basically rewarding low effort.
And that can actually make her value you less because she hasn't had to do anything to earn your attention.
Exactly. It's basic behavioral psychology. We tend to repeat actions that are rewarded. So the video's advice is to reward investment. When she puts in effort, you reciprocate. But if she starts slacking off, you pull back a little bit.
Not in a mean way or anything, just mirror her energy level.
Right. The idea is that if she's actually interested, she'll notice the shift and up her game because she doesn't want to lose you.
So that plays into the second trigger, the power of implied scarcity.
Yes. It's about making your attention feel valuable, like it's not a guarantee.
So don't always reply to her messages instantly. Don't always say yes to her plans. Keep some things about your life a mystery.
Exactly. Scarcity creates value. If you're always available, it can make you seem less desirable.
Okay, and then there's this make it about her technique. This sounds really clever.
It is. It's about framing what you want in a way that appeals to her desire to be seen in a certain light or to feel like it was her idea.
So instead of saying, hey, will you cook for me sometime? You say something like, you seem like you're a great cook. I bet you can make something amazing. I'd love to try it sometime.
Exactly. Or instead of send me a picture, you could say, I bet you look stunning right now.
I see. So you're not directly asking that to you. You're kind of planting a seed and letting her ego do the rest.
Right. You're making her want to prove you right or to live up to the image you've presented. And the video says that when she feels like it's her idea to do something, she'll be much more enthusiastic about it.
Okay, so we've covered mindset, communication, inspiring desire. Now we come to what the video calls the #1 mistake that can totally sabotage everything: negotiating for attention.
This is a big one. The video is very clear about not trying to convince a woman to like you.
So no pleading, no trying to change her mind, no settling for friendship in the hopes that it'll turn into something more.
Nope. The video says that women don't respect men who are begging for their attention. And without respect, there's no attraction.
It's about flipping the script. She should be trying to prove herself to you, not the other way around. And the video gives 3 tips to avoid this negotiating trap.
The first is the one-strike rule. If she starts pulling away, once mirror her energy, create some space. If it happens again, it's a sign that she's not that interested and you should move on.
Basically, a woman who's really interested will always find a way to show it.
Exactly. The second tip is to drop the pick-me energy.
Meaning,
Don't act desperate or like you're trying too hard to impress her. Women are attracted to confidence, not neediness.
they want to feel like they've won something valuable, not like they're doing you a favor.
Exactly. And the final tip is to cultivate an abundance mindset.
which basically means knowing that there are plenty of other fish in the sea.
Right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
The video actually has a whole other video on this topic, the 5 secret mindsets of men who never chase.
We don't have to check that one out. Okay, so to sum up this deep dive, the video argues that men should shift from seeking approval to projecting confident expectation. They should focus on emotionally engaging communication rather than just logic. They should inspire desire instead of demanding it. And they should never negotiate for attention.
It's a very specific perspective, of course, but it does raise some interesting points about attraction and how different approaches can be perceived.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for you, the listener, we'll leave you with this thought. Think about how these principles, which are presented in the context of romantic relationships, could apply to other areas of your life, whether it's your career, your friendships, or any situation where you're trying to connect with people or influence outcomes.
Does any of this resonate with you? Does any of it challenge your current beliefs or behaviors? We encourage you to really explore these ideas and see how they might impact your own interactions moving forward.
That's it for this deep dive. Until next time.
See ya.